Hey, worshipers, so excited that you're back with us. This is Wednesday again, and we're happy to do a little teaching here now. Welcome to David's Heart. This is our room, David's Heart. We have a Psalmist Academy, and we have a house of prayer. So we're looking to spend a lot of time in prayer and into worship, and then out of that, we just do teaching as the Lord leads us. So check out our website, David's Heart Psalmist Academy, one long word, David's Heart Psalmist Academy.org, and check out the different courses which we offer and have there from time to time. Great. So what was on my mind for the last few days was the need for worshipers, for us to take advantage of the first opportunity, because you may not get the second opportunity. Somebody else may, and God's will and God's purposes will carry on, but it might be without you, and that is a very sobering thought, and I don't want us to miss what God is saying. So I just felt to just speak a little bit here about the life of Saul, because we talk a lot in our circles about the Tabernacle of David, and I'll do a whole set of teachings on that. Really, really important stuff. The Tabernacle of David, the tent that David set up, and what was in it, and how the worship was carried out in that place, and the prophetic nature of it, and who played what, and what it was about, and how come God wanted to replicate that. So a whole lot of teaching on that. But it dawned on me this week that we could have been talking about the Tabernacle of Saul. There's absolutely nothing that pointed to David as having to be the person that instituted the tabernacle worship and everything to do with it. The calling was really on Saul first. Saul was the first king. And everything that David experienced, Saul experienced. The difference is David had a hunger for the Lord that Saul apparently didn't have. Saul was much more concerned with how other people thought about him. The whole fear of man. How do I look in their eyes? What do they perceive me to be? That seemed to be a very big part of Saul's persona, how Saul viewed himself. It was how the people viewed him, and we know he was a tall man and great stature and a handsome man and so on, and so maybe he thought too much of himself. But the truth is, when Samuel called him, remember the story, Saul, 1 Samuel, I think from about chapters 9 on, Saul was looking for his father's donkeys, which were lost. So he and his buddies were out trying to find these things and so on. And so God used that whole circumstance to bring him in contact with Samuel, who was the prophet at the time. And so Samuel is telling him, Samuel knows that this is God's choice for the king. And so Samuel tells him, go up a hill and you'll meet a person with this and whatever, and then go a little further up the hill and you will see some prophets coming down with musical instruments. Now this is the first time we have mention of prophecy linked with music, and we're told that these prophets will therefore be singing. So there was musical prophecy happening right there. And it says that Saul went and joined them, chapter 10, Saul went and joined them and ended up prophesying in the musical environment. Now this is what birthed the Tabernacle of David. All right, Saul had it first. So Saul is in the company of these prophets. They're singing, they're playing the harps and string instruments and so on, and they're engaged in hearing from God and prophesying what the Lord is saying. Saul was in the environment, so much so that it says that the people then said, is Saul also among the prophets? So he fully experienced the prophetic. He fully experienced music with the prophetic. And he fully experienced the engaging of God in this environment as the prophets. Why did he not, therefore, when he was crowned king, he was anointed king, he was the first king, he had total favor, it's like he had a blank check. with a rich person signing it. Saul, what do you want? Why did he not want to bring the Ark of the Covenant? Remember, which was gone since the time of Eli. The Ark of the Covenant was in foreign hands. And then on the outskirts of Israel, when they sent it back on a cart, it was on the outskirts. Why did he not want to inquire of it like David did? David said, let us bring the Ark of the Covenant back because we haven't inquired of it. Because David knew that the purpose of the Ark of the Covenant was to inquire of the Lord. The Lord says, I will speak to you, all right, from under the wings of the cherubim on top of that chest that was called the Ark of the Covenant. Why didn't Saul desire God enough to bring that thing back? Why did it have to wait till after Saul's period into the time of David? Sadly, Saul did not desire the Lord enough. He did not desire it. It was not his heart's desire. It was rather, how did he look before the people? And I want to encourage those of us who have musical giftings and who function in the worship ministry, those of us who prophesy in song, who write songs and so on. I want us to check our hearts and make sure that our desire is to hear the Lord. To ensure that the reason why we're doing this is so that the Lord will speak and we will hear him and we will sing the prophecies and we will play the prophetic music. And not that it is how the church will view us. Well, my gifting is very special. And the church loves when I sing. And the people love when I play. And so that is what is driving me to keep going back to that church or to whichever church or to play at a concert, because the people's love of my gift. You see, that appears to be where Saul was at. Whereas David was hungering after the voice of God. David wanted the presence of God, as did Moses. And so David said, let's get the Ark of the Covenant in place, because that will fuel everything. That is our desire. We want to hear the voice of the Lord. And all of the music will help to facilitate the prophetic and hearing the voice of the Lord and singing the song of the Lord and playing the music which the Lord wants. So, worshipers, I really want to encourage you that it's not about what people think of you. It's about your hunger. Let's not be like Saul, where we have an opportunity to take and to say what our true desire is, and we desire God more than anything. But we pass that up because of what other people think of us, and we want to live in that zone. Let's not do that. Let's have the heart of David. Let's have the hunger of David and desire the Lord more than anything else. All right? Let our song be unto him first. Let our worship be unto him first. Let your expression of worship be to your Lord first. He's longing for it. It's he who has called us. It's he who desires us. So let's not make him wait until Sunday when the other people want to see us sing. You know? Let's desire the Lord above all things. So I just want to encourage you, let's be like David, not like Saul. It's unfortunate because Saul missed his chance there, and we never read about Saul in a positive light again. Everything from that moment on, Saul was downhill. And then David had to bring it all back and redeem a whole lot of the things that Saul had an opportunity to do, missed it, and then David had to install. And then, of course, it ended up with David being the man after God's heart. So let's go after the heart of God like David did, okay? And passion and hunger for the Lord our God. We'll see you next time. Take care.